Hi, beautiful, amazing people. I hope you guys are all having an amazing start to your week. I hope you're having a productive, positive Monday. I just wanted to let you all know that according to the National Association of Realtors, there are 2 million active real estate licensees in the U.S. If you are considering a career in real estate or if you have questions about it, then this video is for you. So a couple weeks ago, I put a poll out on social to all my followers, and I asked them if they knew that over 82% of realtors quit or fail after their first year. The responses was mostly no's. No one had any idea, but the people that did know and were aware of that statistic, they actually made some suggestions as to why they think that is. Some of them feel that a lot of it's instant gratification, where people get their real estate license and they expect to make a sale right away. Others felt that people go into the business and expect their friends and families to give them business, or that the business would just somehow magically come to them. Which leads me to my 3 tips that I came up with if you yourself are considering a career in real estate. Basically, number 1 would be mindset. It's so easy to get boggled down by other people's negative opinions, other people's negative horror stories that they hear about real estate, about owning property, and also about realtors in general. So it's so imperative that you develop a mindset that is so strong. And this is not easy, but if you do your research, you realize that the statistics, the 83% failure rate, is actually pretty much the same failure rate for startup companies, which is suggesting that real estate is a business. Like I said, you're owning your own business when you get licensed. Sure, you might have help from other people, you might have a mentor or a broker, but in reality, you're the CEO of your own business. You're no longer going to have a boss to give you a schedule, a location to be at, and a certain amount of time to be there. So it is so imperative that you wrap your head around the fact that now you're starting your own corporation, your own company, and you need to be in charge of marketing. You need to be in charge of communication. You need to be in charge of different systems and structures to make sure that your clients or potential clients are given the service that they need, the service that they deserve, and the kind of service that's going to build you a strong referral relationship. Number 2 would be research. Definitely do your research. A lot of people think that just by getting your license, now you can sell real estate. But in reality, you need to find an office or a broker where you can hang that license up in order for you to practice in the field. And it's not a 1, 2, 3 decision where you just choose the local office that's closest to you. I would highly, highly, highly suggest to do your research. Look up where the top producers are. Where are the brokers with the best training, with the best attitudes, the best personalities. I've seen a lot of realtors throughout the years start at one office, and because the vibe there just wasn't conducive to them, it wasn't supporting their success, they just quit real estate altogether instead of doing the research and finding other offices that would accommodate them and that would actually support their growth. As we all know, real estate is a super competitive industry, but there are people out there who, are willing to teach you, are willing to support you. It may be hard to find them. It definitely took me a long time and countless interviews with different branch managers, different brokers, but it's well worth it if you want to stay in the business and become successful. I know I touched on it before, but I would say that my 3rd tip would be self-discipline. Self-discipline is absolutely, I would say, the most pivotal trait for you to develop if for any success in any field, but for real estate especially, because if you don't have the self-discipline to perform the activities that you need to do to make money, then you're not going to make any money and you're going to quit after your first year. It's so important to remember that real estate assets, are the slowest moving asset of them all. So if you hit the pavement on January 1st and you start doing the activities that you're supposed to be doing, you can expect a check within 90 days or at 90 days. But every day that you struggle and every day that you don't have the discipline to commit those activities is delaying the day that you get your check, which goes back to the people thinking that it's just instant gratification. They're going to get their license and just make thousands and thousands of dollars. It's not the case unless you have the self-discipline to, like I said, develop that mindset of a business owner, to develop the mindset that you are a student of the industry. So you should constantly be doing research, you should constantly be learning, and you should never think that you know everything, because the minute that you think that is when everything will change. And lastly, self-discipline. If you can master yourself, your own mind, your own activities, your own behaviors, then you should have no problems hitting the goals that you want. And just so you know, real estate is definitely a numbers game. So let's just say, for example, if you wanted to make 100 grand, and every area is different, but for numbers sake, let's say the average commission for your area is 10 grand, then you know that you have to sell 10 houses to make your goal. Now, are you going to wake up every day and remind yourself of those numbers? That depends on your mindset, it depends on your research, and it depends on your self-discipline. So if you guys have any questions about the industry, about becoming an agent, or about investing, buying, selling, I would love to help. I love talking about this to people who are also interested in it, and it's just a fascinating industry for me. So I will welcome any comments and questions or DMs.